What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Juice After Dark podcast here on the channel. Episode number 3 of the Juice After Dark podcast. I'm glad to be back talking to you guys again because it's been a crazy ride with these first 2 podcasts. You guys have shown some support on the podcast, so I'm going to keep doing them because I just keep enjoying. Well, that doesn't make any sense. I just keep loving to do these. That sentence had no meaning whatsoever. I don't know why I kept it in there, but it's okay because this is the Juice After Dark podcast. So I love making these podcasts and talking to you guys, so I'm going to keep doing them because I just like telling stories and sharing my opinion about things because it's totally different from the YouTube videos and all that kind of stuff that I do on the channel other than this. This is just some sort of different avenue that I can take when I can just like let out some anger, like last week's podcast about EA, or I just get to talk about things that I've been thinking about and what I've been feeling and stuff. So this is what this podcast is. So if you guys enjoy that, make sure to hit that like button and the subscription button because you want to show your support. I don't know. I mean, I love you guys, so I hope you guys love me back. But enough of the intro. Let's get into the actual topic for today's podcast. And that topic is going to be what has happened to the kids of today. And what I mean by that is the kids of today are totally different from when I was a kid. And I'm only 20 years old, which is not saying much. I'm not old by any means, although I feel old. My body is killing me right now, but that's another podcast. But what I mean by that is the kids of today, they have so much stuff. Like when I was a kid, I had let's start off with phones, for example. The first thing I want to talk about is phones. When I was a kid, I had a red slide phone that you would slide up and the keyboard would be underneath the screen. Like you'd slide it up and then you'd be able to touch the keyboard and like a laptop keyboard. And then like a BlackBerry. You guys know what a BlackBerry looks like. It was just a slide version of a BlackBerry, basically. And it had a little small rectangle screen, and it was just like this basic phone. It had one preloaded game on it. I forget what that game was. It was like like you pulled down on the screen, and it shot a ball up, and it popped balloons or something, or popped red or multicolored dots or something. I forget what it was, but that was the one preloaded game on it. There was no Wi-Fi. There was no internet access on this phone, probably because it could have had internet access, but I think my parents didn't want me to have internet access. So, and I got this phone, by the way, I got this phone at 14, I think, 13, something, so around the early teenage years, I got this phone. And it was basically only there for me to make phone calls. I don't even think I could text on it. Could I text on it? I don't think I could text on it. I might have been able to text on it. I don't remember. That's been a long time ago. But that was my first phone. And now I found out a couple of days ago that somebody I work with at my job, if you guys didn't know, I work in a restaurant. Somebody that I work with, his daughter, he was telling me that his daughter has had a phone since she was 9 years old. And the phone she had was an iPhone 6S or 6 Plus, whatever it was, whatever that phone, the 6 was when it came out. So you're telling me that from the time I was a young teenager, till now, that much difference has happened in the world and society that we can give 9-year-olds iPhone 6 Pluses and iPhone 11s now. I'm seeing 4-year-olds with iPads and 4-year-olds with Xboxes and I don't even know what's going on now. Like, what are parents doing? Like, why are we giving kids freaking screens when they're 4 years old? I don't even know what's happening right now. I didn't get to play, probably because my brother was pretty controlling, but I didn't get to play the PlayStation 2 that we had until I was probably 10 years old because he didn't think that I was smart enough to know how to play it, which is probably just because he was a jerk and he was mean to me, but that's beside the point. And now I'm seeing kids, even on YouTube, even on this whole YouTube platform that we have, there are kids that have millions of views on their YouTube channels and on their YouTube videos because they're allowed to do it at like 9 years old, 8 years old. Kids should not be on YouTube at 8 years old. I didn't start YouTube until I was 18. I'm pretty sure. I think because I've been on YouTube since I was like 18, 2 years ago, I think, right? Yeah, that sounds right. But that just doesn't make sense to me. Like unboxing videos here we go. Unboxing videos are one of the craziest marketing and clickbait video, not clickbait, I guess, but like they get so many views of watching little kids unbox things. Like, why does that get so many views? But somebody like me who has like, I don't know, like 5 views on a video, give or take, why can't I get views on my videos? But a little kid who's unboxing some Frozen toy or something gets like 2.6 million views. I don't understand it. But I'm getting off topic here. That's a rant for another video. Going back to phones, I just don't understand how parents can let their kids have iPhones and Androids. Like, you shouldn't let a kid who can't even like complete the alphabet have a smartphone. That should not happen. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But knowing me, I'll probably, if I ever have a kid, I'll probably give them my phone at like 2 years old or something, and they can have a phone. But that's just what the society that we're at right now. It's really just mind-boggling, the kind of society that we live in when it comes to kids and how we raise them. I know I don't have any kids, so I can't really speak on this, but people, from what I've seen, it's totally different, even from 10 years ago, of how we raise kids in this society now. How we treat them, how we raise them. Like, I know, I'm not saying how we treat them is bad. Like, it's good that we treat them better now, because back in the day, oh man, that was some rough childhoods. Just trust me on that. But now it's a good thing how we treat them so well that they've become addicted to screens. And I'm not saying that I'm not addicted to screens. I'm just not at the level that some of these children are. Like, I play PlayStation every day, and I'm on my phone all the time. I'm addicted to screens, I'll admit that. But I am not to the level, not near to the level as some of these kids are who throw like temper tantrums and cry and do anything to get the screen back if their parents so much as takes it away for 3 seconds. Like, these kids are addicted at 6 years old to screens because their parents just give them the phone and give them the iPad and give them the laptop or something. I don't even know. But it's just wild how things have changed even from when I was little. I mean, I don't even think my parents let me have their own phone. Like, I don't think I could do that because when I was little, we didn't have iPhones. iPhones didn't come out till 2007 when I was, what was I in 2007? Like 9, 8? I don't know what I was in 2007. I don't care what I was in 2007. All I know is we didn't have iPhones until 2007. So before that, what'd you do? You watched TV. You played with your brother outside and stuff. Like, you did stuff outside. Now kids don't even know what outside is, really, except for the place you have to go to school. And that's basically what they think of when they think of outside. It's the place that school is at. So I'm just saying that the kids of today have become addicted to screens and to phones and electronic devices because of the society that we live in right now. It's pretty crazy. I don't know. But the next thing that I want to mention about the kids of today is the way that they dress. Now, I know this may sound a little weird, like coming from a person who's 20 years old and talking about kids that are underage. Like, I'm not trying to do that. Like, I'm not that kind of person. But I just want to say this because I've noticed this over the past couple of summers and stuff. Like, kids, high school kids that, or even junior high kids, like junior high boys, they will wear shorts every day of the year. Every day of the year. Like, it don't matter if it's 90 degrees and it feels like 100, they're wearing shorts. It doesn't matter if it's 30 below and a frostbite is a real threat. They're wearing shorts. Like, I don't know how the parents will let their kids walk out of the house with shorts on in 2-degree weather. Like, what is happening? It's winter. Put on some jeans. Put on a hoodie. Don't wear athletic shorts and high socks and I don't know, just a regular t-shirt. You gotta stay warm. Like, this is a real threat. Frostbite is no joke, and you don't want to get frostbite just because you're trying to, I'm a big tough man. I'm in junior high. I'm in high school. I'm gonna wear shorts in 2-degree weather because I'm a man. No, you're not. You're not a man, for one. And like, you think a girl's gonna be impressed because you're wearing shorts and in the cold weather, and she's gonna be like, oh, he must be real tough. Oh, we gotta date him. No, they're not gonna do that because they think you're stupid. They're going to think you're real dumb for wearing shorts in wintertime. So that's just my feelings on that. And one other thing that goes along with that, goes along with the teenage and junior high thing, is the deodorant and the body spray. Oh my God, the body spray. I mean, when I was in high school as a senior, and we would walk by the junior high locker rooms, it would be like going through, Bath and Body Works, but it would be the worst version of Bath and Body Works. You would just smell BO everywhere. It would be so disgusting. It'd almost make you choke because they would try to cover it up with Axe body spray. And you never cover up body odor with Axe body spray. That's just a rule number one right there, because the Axe body spray would be so choking. It would, like, you would breathe it in and you'd almost pass out because you could barely breathe. Especially down the hallways, the junior high hallways. Oh my God. It would be nothing but Axe body spray everywhere. Like, calm down a little bit. You don't have to hold the spray down. You just, one little tap. Even if you want to do that, like, you don't even need body spray. Like, just one. I don't even use body spray personally, but just one little tap and walk through it, and then you're good. Like, you don't need to spray it down like you're taking a shower. You don't need to spray it down like you're cleaning, like it's aerosol and you're spreading the germs away. Like, you're not doing that. It's not Febreze here. You don't need to do that. So that's just, I don't know what's going on with the kids now. Like, it's frightening the way that they smell with the Axe body spray. I don't know if it's like that now. I've been out of high school for now, 3 years. So I don't know if it's still like that, but I would assume it is because kids are gross. So, I do have a funny story about kids and wearing Axe body spray. When I was in high school, it was senior year. I think it was towards the end of the year, probably in February, maybe March. Probably March. And me and a couple of my buddies were walking down the hallway. I think we were going to study hall, and we walked past the junior high lockers, and my buddy goes, "Hey, watch this," and he goes over to the junior high locker. He opens up one of the junior high lockers, and literally, I'm no joke, literally a cloud of body spray, Axe body spray, puffs out of the locker the moment he opens it. Like, no joke. This is legit. This is 100% legit. This is a true story. It literally puffed out of the locker like a cloud of smoke just elevated from the locker. And we all broke up laughing. Like, it was the funniest thing ever. And I could not believe it. Like, what are you doing in there? Like, why are you spraying that much body spray? Nobody needs that much body spray. Girls are not going to like you for spraying that much body spray on. Like, a little bit goes a long way. That should be on a t-shirt right there. A little bit goes a long way. So I don't know why the kids of today think that they need to put body spray on. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It does not make any sense to me. But I digress. Now, I did want to talk about one last thing before we end this podcast. It's not going to be that long of a podcast because this topic really doesn't go in many directions. I didn't really think this podcast through like I usually do. I just kind of came up with the idea on the fly. But I guess we could talk about how the kids of today act. Now, I know I mentioned earlier how if you take away a screen for a kid, they'll throw a temper tantrum because you took that screen away and they're just not going to do it. But, like, kids are addicted to everything. Like, you wouldn't think that a kid could get addicted to anything, but they are. Like, video games and electronic devices and stuff like that, they're addictive. Like, kids, I saw this video, I'm sure everybody's seen it, but it's been a while since I've seen it, and it was the kid who, I think it was on Dr. Phil, but it was a kid whose mom stopped him from playing Fortnite, and he literally punched her in the arm and told her to get out of his room because he's addicted to Fortnite and to video games. Like, this lady is a servant to her kid because she can't stand up to him. For some reason, she's the parent. She should not have to do that. She should not have to take that abuse from her kid. Her kid, not her husband or not her friends, not anything like that. Her child. And she should have ultimate power over what that child does. She should not be taking that abuse verbally and physically from her child. So she should have taken that PlayStation or Xbox. I forget what he was playing. I think it was PlayStation. But she should have taken that console. She should have thrown it out the window, literally yeeted it out of the window, and said, "You're grounded for 3 months," or something. I don't know. Something like that. That's what I would have done. Because you, for one, should not talk to your parents like that. And you should not hit your parents like that at all. You should not do that at all. And you should not be addicted to video games. Like, I do it because I do it for YouTube videos and I just enjoy playing it. But I can stop playing PlayStation anytime I want. Like, I know that sounds like something an addict would say, but I've gone weeks without playing PlayStation in the past. So, I mean, like, I'm not addicted to it as bad as some of these kids are. But going back to this Dr. Phil kid, he would say, like, he would treat his mom like absolute dirt, and she would still do whatever he wanted. I don't know why. Like, why are you fueling this why are you feeling this behavior for this kid? Like, you need to put an end to this at the start. Like, I don't know what's going on in that household. Like, why do you not have any power? Why does this 14-year, not even 4, he was like 9 years old, 10 years old, something like that. Why does this kid have power over you? You are the parent. You should not have to do that. You should not have to listen to that kid. If you say something, that means it's going to happen. Like, that's the way it goes. That's what parenting is. Parenting is you tell your kid to do something, your kid's going to do it. Especially at that age. Like, now, for kids that are older, like kids that are like 16, 17, I know they're going to like rebel and they're going to go through the rebellious phase and like they're not going to listen to their parents. But when you're 9 years old, you're going to do what your parents say. Because that's just what you do. That's just what happens. And so this mom had lost all control of her situation with her kid. And this kid was like going crazy. He was throwing fits. He was having anger towards his parent, like his dad. I don't even know what happened to his dad. I don't know if they mentioned anything about their dad. He wasn't there, obviously, because if he was there, I have a feeling his dad would have put the fist to the face. That's what I would have done. Like, I would have got the belt out. I would have done anything. And I know that's not acceptable in 2019, almost 2020. But, I mean, when you got a kid that acts like that, you need to put an end to that right now. That's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So, this kid just, he angered me. Like, I don't know what was going through his mind when he was talking to his parents like that, to his mom. Like, why would you think that's acceptable? I'm pretty sure he called his mom a wench. Like, he called his mom a wench because he's gone, like, he's sick. He's got something wrong in his mind, in his head, that causes him to act like that towards his mom because she said stop playing Fortnite, stop playing video game. It doesn't have to be Fortnite, but I think that's the game he was playing, so that's why I bring it up. And so this kid, like, he's just out of control. I haven't seen any follow-ups on it. I think that's been a year or two ago now. I haven't seen any follow-ups on the kid's situation or the mom's situation, but I hope that mom got it figured out because that kid is just unbelievable. If that was my kid, I would have put an end to that right then, right there. Like, I would have yeeted that PlayStation out the window, not even opened up the window. I would have just threw it against the wall, really, and been like, you do not talk to me like that. And then I would have walked out after I would have slapped his booty with the belt because I'm going to put the end to that right there. But that's just me. That's just what I would have done in that situation. Nobody's going to talk to me like that, especially a kid. So, I don't know how you guys feel on that. That's just how I feel. You guys can let me know down in the comment section below if you guys feel the same way or if you have any other suggestions for kids that have acted up and are addicted to screens and stuff like that. But I think that's going to be the end of the podcast for today. I don't really have anything else that I would want to talk about. There's not really any more that I need to say on the situation with kids today. Like, I guess I could talk about, I don't even know. So, yeah, I guess that's going to be the end of it. Thank you guys so much for listening. And, I will see you guys in podcast episode number 4. Hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya!